Yo, what up, Mr. Zoo Nation, aka Savage Armor June Giraffe, coming at you with my final thoughts on the Megacolony support for the Raging Tactics. A few days ago, we did get like a full set, and the set has been done for about almost a week now. And I had some time to do some reflecting on how the set actually does. So I might do like maybe more than one part of this because I kind of want to go like super in depth though, but I kind of want to give like my quick little reaction thing as to what I believe. Um, in my honest opinion, how the support actually goes. I kind of just want to get like probably all like my full thoughts on it and stuff like that. But honestly, I want to go like a little bit more in depth as far as like how the support is going to affect like the meta or anything else like that in another video. These are just my, like I said before, complete thoughts. So, what do I think about the Megacolony support? Well, it's not bad and it's not good either, in my honest opinion. Like, here's the thing. I feel like if you're a person who loves Megacolony and really wanted to play Megacolony in Standard again, because let's be real, the first wave of support is just so outdated. There's no way you can combat like the new meta right now with it. Then you will be okay with all this. I feel like that it did kind of put a little bit more effort in like standard wise and not so much effort in premium, but I mean, like, let's be real, Megacolony's pretty much set in premium. It's just standard that it doesn't really have any like flow or anything else like that with it. With that it said, when you look at the support like more in depth, like when you think about like all the options that Megacolony could do and everything else like that, and how it fares compared to like other decks, it's very disappointing and lackluster. I feel like if you're the type of person who's never really played Megacolony before but want to try it out, you might want to kind of hold out a little bit, because Bushy Road is doing their quote-unquote experimental thing because of the whole, mill thing. And at the same time, it's like if you really didn't have interest in Megacolony, this set is not really going to change your mind at all. And here's what I mean by this. Usually a lot of clans, rather as standard or premium, usually has something that will bring everybody to an attention and be like, hey, I want to play that clan for a prime example. I want to play that clan because this card exists and whatnot. So, here's a prime example what I mean by this. Let's look at all three Paladin clans. Royal Paladins has Gantalot. Gantalot is a very retarded ability when you use Blaster Blade and all this other stuff. It gives people a reason to use Royal Paladins, because Blaster Blade can become a Vanguard, and then since your field is filled up, that's weird. But anyway, since it's filled up, you can actually get like a critical like on Blaster Blade, because the Vanguard skill activates while at the same time having yet another Vanguard. So it kind of makes sense in a way. That basically gives a lot of people who probably hasn't tried Royal Paladins before a reason to pick up Royal Paladins. You got Shadow Paladins that's doing something similar, but with Mordred and Blaster Dark. And that basically gives a lot of people a reason to use Shadow Paladins, besides being that very popular clan that kind of a lot of people want to play. Then Gold Paladin just has the Ezo engine. The Ezo engine alone, that just basically, that's all I gotta really say. Superior riding and getting a full field with like little to no effort whatsoever. and putting it down early game and stuff like that, and overwhelming your opponent with numbers very easily, that gives people a reason to play gold paladins. Even if you look at like a few other clans like Kagero, where it got Blade Master, where it can blow up the field, make a token, and the token can twin drive, understandable. You have even Aquaforce, a deck that a lot of people didn't like last year because they felt like it was like under supported and stuff like that. But now with Glory Maelstrom, you gave people a reason to play Aquaforce. But with Gun Cleo and Cyclamatooth and all that, I don't see a real reason to play Megacolony. Like they haven't gave us a good enough reason to for the average player who never picked up Megacolony before to give them a reason to play it. So with that being said, it looks like it's more catered towards people who was already playing Megacolony, and even then, I feel hella pissed at the support in a way. One of the major reason I feel mad is because last time they got support was last year in August. And then we're not going to get this one until like October. So a little bit over a year in between support, which is actually going to happen. And it's like we waited a whole year and got nothing in exchange. My thing is, we're not the only clan that waited a whole year and got nothing in exchange. Like Tachikaze and Spy Brothers had to wait a whole year and they got something for it. Spy Brothers can now move, they can move force markers and whatnot, and do a whole bunch of stuff for like Bad End Dagger and their VR. I keep forgetting what the name of the VR is at the moment, but yeah, with Bad End Dagger they can do all this other stuff, and they have like a lot of things that can not only go with their first wave of support but can also go with their second wave of support. I feel like out of all three of the clans, like Spy Brothers will be changing like the least, but like the support in both the standard and it looks like it might be very good also in premium is going to be that whole year was worth it. That's basically what I'm saying. With Tachikaze's, they got Dark Rex and they got stuff that improved on the equip mechanic. Instead of you having to retire like the whole rear guard, you can just retire equip mechanics and call stuff from the equipped mechanic. Call equip cards, from being equipped into like the rear guard circle and all this other stuff. You can basically get like a lot of advantage just by having more equip cards, and it gives you a reason to play Tachikaze. And it's like anybody who mains Tachikaze that waited that whole year was worth it. Even like going back a few sets, look at how bad Nova Grapplers is. It was considered to be the worst XL clan from day one. And then they got like the support with the BZD and all that, and all of a sudden, they're hella good. They got like back-to-back support, and everything that there was missing, they got what they needed. But with Megacolony, I just feel like that we didn't get all of that. We just got like, oh yeah, we got like a new mechanic, we got like a couple of stuff that goes with everything, and then that's particularly it. It was like we got hella underwhelmed. We got hella played. Let's just be real on that. I feel like from a lot of people perspective, like as far as like other Megacolony players, it's really mixed feelings. Like the thing isn't completely bad, but it's not good at the same time. And it's like you can do something with the choices that you got, because you got either like a mill choice with Gun Cleo and Cyclamatooth, and then with the machining you have like that whole deck too. And it's like you have the setup but you don't have the execution. It's like if Bushy World was to tell me, hey, make a cake for us. Make a cake is, for a very important event like that. Okay, They give us all the ingredients like the milk, the egg, the frosting, all this other stuff, and whatever else makes a cake, because I never really made a cake before. But the challenge is you can't look at a recipe book, you can't look at YouTube, and you can't Google search how to do the cake. So you can't use any references whatsoever. And let's be real, like I said before, me personally, I have never baked a cake before. So that would be very overwhelming to me because I don't know where to start, or what goes to what, or how to do what first. It's like I have to do everything and guesstimate everything in order to like make this cake that's, let's be real, is not going to come out very well. That's how I feel like the support for Megacolony is. They gave us the foundation to a lot of stuff, which is the mill mechanic. But let's be real, when you think of milling from any other card game, when you think of like Yu-Gi-Oh, when you think of like Magic the Gathering, or anything else that has to do with like milling, and I'm not talking about self-milling because we have that with Grand Blue and Great Nature. We have that with them. But when I'm talking about like a whole deck that's about milling and about milling your opponent out so they have to deck out, that is what I'm thinking of when it comes to a mill mechanic. But instead, it's like, oh yeah, on place, counterblast 1, soul blast 1, you get the mill a card and stuff like that. And it's like everything usually happens during the battle phase, and it's like the only purpose for the milling is not really to deck your opponent out. Is basically there so if they need like a trigger on top of the deck, they mill that trigger, so there's less triggers in the deck and less chance of them to get like a heal or anything else like that. Or the mill mechanic is there for you to mill their grade 3s or their grade 2s or anything else like that, because there's like certain cards that's like, oh yeah, if you mill like a grade 1 or higher, then you get this particular effect. Or if you mill a grade, like Gun Cleo for a prime example, you mill a grade 3 and you get to get like quadruple drive for it. I mean, you get like a third drive check instantly though if you do like a certain one though, but you can possibly get quad drive if you mill the right card. But if you don't mill the right card, it becomes very inconsistent. My issue with the mill factor of the Megacolony plan is like everything feels RNG. It doesn't work if the RNG is not on your side, and I hate that so much. It makes everything very inconsistent. It makes everything dedicated to luck. And it's like, if you're not that type of person who's like not hitting critical triggers or any type of triggers at the right time, you're more likely going to lose just because of that. I don't like the fact that it's just a completely full RNG deck. And even with machining, it's like you gave us some very good cards where you can prevent your opponent from like restanding, and it got like that old school Megacolony charm and stuff like that. But the issue is like most of your effects go off of not only your units being at rest, but your opponent's units being at rest. And it's like there's nothing to restand, which means you're gonna have very low attacks and you're not really going to get anything off. And it's like, okay, for a prime example, what if I'm going against a Protect clan, another Protect clan? Right now Nubatama is is starting to get popularity and stuff like that because of Jammy Congo. And what about everything else? Like OTT is back, Angel Feathers is looking for a comeback. I think Darky Regulars actually got pretty good. And it's like, what if I go against those clans knowing that Protect clans are all about having multiple PGs? There's no way for me to combat that because I'm only going to be doing 2 attacks. I'm not going to do the full 3, and they're just going to be like, oh, that's a very hefty monster, PG. On my Vanguard attacks, PG. There's nothing, there's nothing that you can really gain from all that, and that's what I don't like. And it's like, what is the point? Or even then, it's like you're not really getting that much power off of anything in the first place. So it's like there's no trade back with it. It's like your only hope when playing the machining version of Megacolony is like if you're on Spark Hercules. It's like if you're not on Spark Hercules, you're not really going to get anything off, and it's like you're basically screwed because Stag Beetle calls everything at rest. Ornamental puts everything in rest. You have the machining ladybug thing that also puts everything in rest, and it's like, bruh, what am I supposed to do with this? I can't do nothing with this. And it's like you're not really gaining anything back either. It's like you got these pretty decent effects. They're not like the best effects though, but they're better than nothing. And you don't get nothing out of it, and it's stupid. So as far what is positive about all of this? I mean, like I said before, the mill mechanic is actually pretty decent. I mean, it's not like decking out though, but from what somebody actually told me, like if they did actually make it to where your opponent had to be decking out, it would have been completely busted. But I'm like, don't we have Jammy Congo that forces you to have 4 cards every turn? I mean, it's not like the most busted strategy, but that's kind of unfair. And then you got OTT that can stack critical triggers for no reason. And then you got like I can basically go all day on every single clan, every bullshit thing that every single clan got. Aquaforce, you're only able to guard with 1 fucking card when everybody's hitting for over 20k. Knowing that the highest shield count that you can do is 32. 33 if you're a Force clan. And that's only if you have a heal trigger in hand. I mean, that shit's ridiculous in my honest opinion. And it's like you're supposed to be working around all of that, and yeah, it is possible though, but you can't really say that making a whole mill strategy, the whole thing, making it deck out, isn't a bad thing. I mean, you can't really say it'll be busted and it'll be broken as fuck. No, there's a lot more broken shit in the game, so what's the point? But anyway, overall, I feel like that, like I said before, it's just a little disappointing and all that. And I'm not saying don't pick up the stuff, because we definitely need it if you're trying to play like Megacolony and Standard. But I feel like that the support could have been better. And the thing, like I said before, the thing that pisses me off the most is we had to wait a whole year for almost nothing. Yeah, it's understandable that we finally got, some type of leeway to the support or anything else like that, but again, it could have been better. It didn't even have, the sad thing is, it didn't even have to be tier 1. Just make them playable. At this point, that's all every single Megacolony player is asking. Make them playable. They don't have to be tier 1. They don't have to be the next best deck in the game. We just want that shit to be playable. But that's all I gotta say for right now. I'm gonna say a little bit more about everything when I go more in depth and like all the cards and stuff like that, and basically all the important ones. So for now, and also kind of look out for some deck profiles and all this other stuff. But for now, my name is Mr. Z Nation, aka Savage Armor Jones Rafa, signing out.